Hello, and welcome to CHUB Cast, where we review 2 albums an episode spanning across a multitude of genres. With your hosts,
my name is Zach Smith,
and I'm the bassist.
And I'm Ben, and I'm the vocalist.
The one who plays the guitar is me, Greg.
I'm Kyle, and I hit stuff with sticks.
All the way from Brighton, UK, combined, we make up the band CHUB. I hope you enjoy the podcast.
Hello, and welcome to CHUBcast episode 26. This episode, we are discussing Periphery, and Pantera's Cowboy from Hell, alongside some singles, Metallica's Spit Out the Bone, and Slayer's War Ensemble. As always, we want you guys to get involved, so in the description will be the list of everything we're talking about next week, so listen to them and send your reviews to chubtheband@gmail.com. Use the hashtags CHUBView on socials, link to those in the description, and also comment on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. And we will read out your comments and little reviews next
Please,
episode.
Andrew Branch.
Please, we are desperate for actual viewer engagement. I feel very lonely and unloved, but yeah, we've also got music on all streaming sites, Apple Music, Pandora, Google, fucking Spotify. I think people use Spotify, I'm not sure, but yeah, and yeah, go listen to Chub the Band, Wasters, and COVID Kingpin. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's an intro.
Do it.
I think I did it. Which one are we talking about first?
Mate. What one are we starting with, boys?
We never discussed this. What would be better, Periphery or Pantera? Periphery or Pantera?
Well, I feel like both of our singles are also thrash, so kind of similar to Pantera. So that might lead into it. I don't know.
Yeah, let's do Pantera.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pantera.
Pantonovic. All right. Who chose Pantera? It was so long ago.
It was me.
Go on.
I did it. So, Pantera. Far from an underrated band in the metal space generally. I feel like I picked them because specifically Ben's told me in the past he doesn't get the hype. And I think I've not really talked about them much with you guys either, so I wanted to see your opinions. Both this and actually, I would argue that this and the next 2 albums are all both pretty fucking iconic in the scene. They inspired so many people, especially Dimebag's like ridiculous guitar tone and technicality. And yeah, this is a slam bam jammer. This is my favorite album of theirs personally. And I'm always, every time it comes on, I remember one time I was on the London Underground and this album came on, one of the songs off this album came on, and I was just there like, and you know, on the Underground, everybody's just sitting there looking miserable, and I'm just there like,
Cowboys from Hell, obviously a fucking metal, staple in every nightclub you go to. It just plays. You're guaranteed to play it. I'm pretty sure it's this one anyway. Cowboys from Hell. I listened to the album today because I actually listened to the album like 3 weeks ago, and I was like, I need to refresh my memory on this. So yeah, like Cowboys from Hell, I've been conditioned to love it, and I love it. Heresy though is the best song on the album in my opinion, and I always, whenever I'm listening to it, I always imagine a bunch of frogs hopping around really quickly. You guys got to imagine that next time you listen to it. It's literally just like it's just a bunch of frogs like hopping around really quickly, and I think it's just it makes me laugh. And just imagine a bunch of frogs hopping around really quickly in a mosh pit or something. So yeah, the song makes me laugh, and I also really like it because it's heavy thrash and fast and mindless, and it makes me want to smash this beer on my head. So I really like it. But I mean, let's keep it on a high for now, because I do have some negatives to say, but I feel like let's keep it on a high. So Greg, what are you saying? I know you love Pantera, I think.
Well, I did really enjoy it. As with most thrash, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with it. Like, it's the kind of music where I enjoy it if I kind of turn my brain off, but if I start thinking of, like, picking it apart, I start to not enjoy it quite so much.
Yeah.
I definitely got a big kick out of this album. Like you say, it's really heavy. It's just really fucking raw and powerful, and like I thought it was funny. I was looking at the song titles. I was thinking about like the way the tone is really like harsh and everything's kind of scratchy and
Yeah.
like raw. And then I was looking at the song titles as well, and they're all just like harsh as well. It's like primal concrete sledge.
Shattered.
Just the words just hit you in the face.
Primal concrete sledge. What a name.
Amazing set of words to throw together. But yeah, no, I had really good. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's fast, it's powerful.
Absolutely.
Your boy Dimebag. What did you think of the solo on Domination?
Oh, I don't specifically remember it, but I know that throughout the album, like he's really fucking good. He's really like wild as well. He'll be doing a really sort of fast alternate picking, just like shredding sequence, and then he'll just start making weird noises and start fucking going all over the place, and then back to shredding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just, you can feel like the raw just guitar ability coming off him. And I get like the whole album, it's kind of unrefined, but that's like what's so good about it is he's just like throwing riffs in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This album feels like a bit of a passion project in a way. In this, like, I know that the first two albums of Pantera were glam, which makes me think that was just an attempt to get in the scene quickly. Whereas this feels like this is what they actually wanted to make. If you know what I mean?
I think they said exactly that in an interview. They were like, this was the first album where they really felt that they'd expressed what they wanted to express.
Having said that, the guy's vocals are so sick. He can hit those high notes. I can see how they were in a glam band, but I've always thought that higher pitched vocals in thrash sounds really cool as well, like Anthrax and stuff. So I really like his singing here. Although I don't like in one of the songs he tells you to lick his sack. And for some reason, I just think I imagine these guys to be kind of like dusty and a bit sweaty, and like I'm always like, I don't know. Like, Pantera. If I could describe Pantera's music, it's dusty. I don't know. That's what I've always kind of vibed with it, like dusty download mosh pit in the blistering heat.
Yeah,
it makes me think of like biker bars in like the South of America.
Yeah, I think they're all very like stereotypical Texans, like fucking Phil Anselmo, the singers from New Orleans stuff. So they're all very Southern boys. That's what I was going to say about like his high vocals as well. It always just makes me laugh because half of the time he's like, I mean, if you look at him, it's like this very bald, angry man who's very stereotypically American, like shotgun and beers. Most of his lyrics are like. Yeah, well, when he was in the glam days, no, but he pretty much like shaved half his head like as soon as they started this album, pretty much.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, and then it's like
funny that they were in the glam band. Sorry,
I was just gonna say like half of his vocals are just like, and he's like very shouty, and then half of his like, it's just like what the fuck? He just busts out the most random high pitched vocals. It's so good though.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Did anyone else feel like he was really quiet on like large parts of this album?
This album needs to...
That was something that
So I was about to say this album needs to be remastered or something. Or I might have...
Yeah, I kind of felt that way.
Alright, I'll cut you off again.
Yeah, I don't think there is a remaster.
But...
Sure, though, it's like... I mean, it's when's this album from? Like 92 or something?
90.
Like, for sure, it could... 1990? Oh, baby. Because, yeah, I mean, it's not that old, but you can see why it would maybe be a bit swampy.
It was their first album, right? Like,
their first album. Yeah.
Their first album after the rebrand. Ben, what did you think?
I still love the Diamond Barrel.
dying.
This was my like first listen through the album. I've never actually heard Cowboys from Hell before.
Really?
So this is the first time. Yeah,
Never heard the song Cowboys.
I never heard. I don't think I've. I mean, I might have heard the song before, but not recognized Pantera. But the whole album I've never heard before, like or listened to fully, and yeah, it was good. I liked it. I felt like, to be honest, like it was one of those big moments for me where I was like, it was kind of the same thing for Trivium when we listened to that. Or did we listen to that for CHUBcast, or did we listen to that for?
No, we haven't done Trivium.
Oh, it was Bodum. Yeah. No, it was I had the same kind of Bodum thing where like basically because they were like one of the like original ones that kind of pioneered like thrash and everything like that. For me, like I was like, oh yeah, this sounds like thrash and is thrashy and stuff, and like at times I'm like, it just sort of sounds a little bit samey to me. But that's because they were probably like one of the first, amongst like, the big four to start like properly doing it like that.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are good like 10, 15 years later than the big four were really a big thing.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, they took a lot of influence from all the traditional thrash bands.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've definitely like made their own imprint. Like I feel like there's a lot more like raw like attitude on this album, and they're less afraid to just do some more like droning, groovy, like slowed down riffs, like lower tuned riffs as well. Whereas like it's as Zach said, like you said, I prefer the faster songs, but this album isn't all fast songs. I mean, like just Cemetery Gates alone is like a complete standout. Really, it's one of the best songs.
Yeah, I was going to say that was probably my favorite album on the favorite song on the album.
Cemetery Gates is
Cemetery
quite
Gates,
a popular one. I've heard a lot of bands cover it. I couldn't name you any.
It's huge.
But...
I think. I think the solo from Cemetery Gates is quite often on like top 10 solos of all time lists.
I did really like Cemetery
Definitely was
Gates.
a good one.
I love the different variants of the main riffs throughout, like how the main riff just changes throughout the whole song but keeps the same riff, I guess, key changing and stuff. But yeah, that's one thing I really liked about that song.
What did you guys think of them being described as groove metal, which is a term I hadn't heard before?
See, I've thought about this before to myself. I don't really understand why they're called like groove metal. I think it's just because like, so they're like really famous songs like Cowboys from Hell and Walk and stuff are very much like those main riff. Like you just fall into the groove and you just like especially Walk like is their most iconic song. Yeah, and like most of Walk is and it's just that, and you're just there like for like the whole song. So I can understand what they think of that as a groove, but
that's also a club mainstay.
Yeah,
such a good song.
I'm pretty walked out now. My legs are tired.
Tired from
Good.
groove.
The only Pantera song I really knew before listening to this. I probably did know others, but Walk is like the only one I could have named before listening to this.
The same here.
I'd recommend listening to the album that Walk is on, which is the one after this, Vulgar Display of Power. It's very good as well.
Okay.
But it's got less like iconic songs on it. It's good as like a whole package.
Yeah, maybe it's called groove metal because of the singles, because I wasn't grooving to a lot of these. When I think of groove, I think of like Parliament and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Primus would be like groove metal.
Primus,
Yeah, but definitely.
To me, if you can't do full chicken mode, it's probably not groovy enough.
Yeah,
like,
gotta go chicken.
And most of this is
yeah, or this.
I was thinking when slow groove.
Yeah.
Get the neck oil out.
I was thinking, 'cause I listened to this and then the singles. I was wondering if maybe it's like in comparison to other thrashy bands, because I'd say like comparing this to like War Ensemble, that's just non-stop all the way through. I think maybe this is groove metal, like relatively, because this actually has pauses and like elongated notes that,
Yeah.
and that's all. That's like comparatively, it's infinitely more groovy. So maybe that's why it's.
I guess so. Yeah, I feel like they have more songs that you could like traditionally dance to than like most of the other metal bands at this time. Like you could probably actually find like some sort of swing, some sort of little rhythm to ease yourself into. Whereas, as you say, like War Ensemble spit out the bone, it's just like.
I mean, walk is definitely groovy, and there's definitely some groove, shizzle, whizzle here. My God, I don't know. I'm just gonna say my like negative, I think, and the negative is the guitar tone gets well boring. By the end of it's just like it's just one tone throughout 12 songs, and by the end I was like, can you like, I don't know, do I don't know, just but the thing is, it's also very Pantera, like, you know. No, well, Fresh, I mean, you could put Spit Out Your Bone for an example. I know it's newer, but it's like so much variety in there, and that's one song. But this
Spit Out Your Bone, that's what the fucking
I'll spit out the bone, spit out your bone, mate. Spit out your bone, mate, after I nut. And so I don't know, I just got a bit bored. Towards the end.
Yeah, no, it's understandable.
I suppose that's the problem with going for something really like raw, and I know we keep using the word raw, but it really applies. Something like uncomplicated is that there's less to like, appreciate. Yeah, there's less depth to it in some ways. So yeah, it's liable to get a bit boring in some ways.
I think it's like a general problem with a lot of like thrashier stuff, isn't it? I think I said the same thing about Lost Society when we did them. Because at the end of the day, it's like it's one of those lines you got to straddle as a thrash band, where it's like you want to keep it simple and you want to keep the energy going and you want to keep like the party going, but at the end of the day, if it's like 60 straight minutes of just it's just like, oh, okay. By the end of your brain, it's just like, I am woozy.
That's probably why the Black Album was so iconic. Oh.
Yeah,
what are you saying, Greg?
I was going to say, like, in a way, that's why Metallica are able to have a more like diverse tone, because they move away from thrash sometimes. They're almost a bit more proggy with their stuff, because they'll change the tone entirely, like several times in the same song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, and that's why I generally would prefer them as well, and it's why I prefer Pantera to like a band like Slayer, because I feel like Slayer change it up even less than Pantera do.
Yeah.
But if Slayer wrote a song that didn't slap your face around, people would get mad. They've made their bed, now they have to sleep in it.
I feel like Pantera are in the same sort of boat, though. Like less so, though. I feel like people accept like Cemetery Gates and stuff because they've kind of been like, from the get-go, it's like, here is this song, we're not going to just fit into your neat little mold. Whereas with Slayer, like, especially their earlier albums, it was just straight up like, how many noises can we make? And it was like, if they tried to make like a more melodic song, the fans would have rage quit. And in fairness with Slayer, like, they did have that that album that everybody thinks is their worst one, in Sorte Diaboli. They tried to add some kind of like new metal vibes to it, and everybody like literally like got their pitchforks and torches out.
Yeah, they do have South of Heaven, which is quite a slow song, but it's also ridiculously heavy. So
yeah, they've got other slower songs. Like one of my favorite Slayer songs is the song "Seasons in the Abyss" off of the album.
Oh,
Seasons
yeah.
in the Abyss.
Yeah.
sick, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
very
quite
slow.
slower. Final
They've got a
thoughts.
few slow songs. Like
Final thoughts. What are you
final
saying,
thoughts.
guys? Yeah. Ben.
oh man,
I'll go first. To be honest, like, yeah, I didn't hate this album for sure. Like, it was like at the end of the day, it was metal. I like metal, but it was, but honestly, there wasn't anything that I particularly was like, wow, amazing, like that stood out to me. I don't know why. Maybe I just wasn't feeling it that day, or maybe it's just one of those things. I personally, after listening to a whole album of it, like technically, yes, the singer is very good. He is very, very good. Like, I won't dispute that at all. Personally, like I just don't really like the vocal style. It just sounds too southern for me, and I don't know why, but it just comes off as a bit like.
Well, then you're gonna hate what I'm picking for next week.
It's kind of the same as it's the same as like Lamb of God. Like I don't really like the singer of Lamb. I mean, I know he screams more than he sings, but he has that same kind of style in which he's like, I'm from fucking Texas, so I have this weird southern drawl. And again, like, you know, it's down to personal taste, and I just really don't like that. So it kind of ruined a lot of it for me. But you know, it's just taste. But it was still good. It wasn't bad in the slightest. So I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Ready? Who's got to go next?
All right.
Zach, you talked.
Me? All right. Well, mate, okay. I got, like, Shattered is a sick song. I love the riff during the chorus. Overall, I really enjoyed it. The slower songs kind of, like, lost my interest a bit. But, like, all of the fast songs I loved. Heresy is, like, one of my favorite thrash songs at the moment. And, like I say, it just reminds me of frogs hopping about, so it makes me smile. And, yeah. When Cemetery Gates came on, I recognized it. And I was just like, whoa. I've heard this song before, so I enjoyed that because it was kind of like a similar vibe with probably, I don't know, I think Greg and Ben said with an album in the past, like, you're like, oh, these guys did that song. Can't remember what album it was. Doesn't matter. 6 out of 10. I give it less than Ben, apparently.
Yeah, that was Hall & Oates.
But, sorry? What?
I think I had that with Hall & Oates, and people started naming songs. And I was like,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
I always have that with Kiss. Like, Kiss is one of the biggest bands like that, where it's just like, oh, they did that song. Oh, they did that song. Oh.
Actually, I think it was Van Halen. Now you mentioned Kiss.
that one too. Yeah.
It was Van Halen.
Oh, these guys did that song. Yeah. But no, yeah, 6 out of 10. Like, honestly, it's a great album, but I just got bored of the guitar tone, so I slapped the singles and a few gems that I didn't know about onto my bangers, and I probably won't go back and listen to the whole thing ever again, but the bangers are there for me to come across on my shuffle journey.
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, I mean, the 6 out of 10 feels a bit low, but at the end of the day, we're all going to be a lot more critical of metal and rock albums because we know our shit when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, Greg, go on.
For Rizzle.
Yeah, me. I can safely add this to the very short list of thrash albums that I like. It's right up there with Austrian Death Machine. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's thrash. Like, I wanted to be more positive about it at the beginning. I had a similar problem to Ben with that. I just didn't really vibe with the vocalist much. It wasn't his accent so much that got to me. It was like I didn't find him very expressive. Like, he had good range and everything, but like, to jump ahead a bit, like, Periphery has the most expressive fucking singer in the world, and he's like all over the place with emotions and tones and like techniques, and this guy is kind of either just shouting or like hitting a high note, and it's like technically great, and he was also weirdly quiet in the mix, so that held the whole album back a bit for me. Guitar's amazing. I also really liked the drum tone. It was incredibly crisp drums that I appreciated.
Vinnie Paul is a very underrated drummer. He's not like a flashy drummer, but he's always way in the pocket. He keeps the groove going. He's both the rhythm section players of this band are kind of just they're holding it down, but they don't want the limelight at all. Rex Brown's pretty fucking good as well, but they're just both there in the background. Like, we know that the singer and fucking guitarist are bombastic as fuck. We're just gonna let them do their job.
I respect that. I
Just holding
respect
up the
that.
whole
That's
band
why I
then.
play. That's why I started playing bass. So I was like, I want to be in a band, but I don't want anyone to look at me.
Yeah.
I'm at the front, like, look at me, look at me.
I'm naked now. Sorry, Greg. What was your rating?
Oh, did I have anything else to say? No, that's about it, really. My favorite songs were Primal Concrete Sledge, Cemetery Gates, and I liked Psycho Holiday as well. That was one of the groovier ones. I'm going to give it a 6 as well. But probably like half a point to a point of that is because of how influential and like historic it is. I personally wouldn't really listen to much of this again. But it had some bangers. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, fair enough. I thought it would get like at least a 7 out of 10. Like, it makes it sound more average. But again, I feel like this is another one of those like suffering from its own success things where it's just been imitated so much since then that we all have heard most of what it has to offer. But yeah, for sure. Like, I fucking love this album.
Oh yeah. Sorry, am I lagging again?
A bit.
Yeah, I am. Shit. Fuck. God damn it. Well, Kyle, you talk anyway. You talk. It doesn't matter. I'll just cut this bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I heard Pantera for the first time on Guitar Hero, which was because Cowboys from Hell, the song was on Guitar Hero, and I always thought it was sick. I was like, this is a very fun song to play, and then I gave him a listen, especially this album. And I remember at school we had to do a little presentation on a band that we discovered, a musician that we discovered who we thought were really interesting and that people should pay more attention to. And I did mine on Dimebag, and I played like the whole Domination solo in my music lesson. And everybody, hell yeah, dude! And everybody was like bewildered by like how intense the solo is, because it's from that. If you haven't watched the Domination music video, you definitely should, because it's from this show that they did with. I think we've talked about it on the podcast before. The show they did with Metallica and Motorhead, where it was just after the Iron Curtain had fallen and they were in Soviet. They remained before it was Russia, and yeah, there was like 1 million people there at some airbase, and it's absolutely fucking insane. And all I remember was our teacher, Mr. Kane Hardy, saying like, "Why isn't he wearing a shirt?" and try and take the piss out of me. Basically, I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, dude. You're like 80 years old and autistic as fuck. Like, I don't care about your opinion." But yeah, just try so hard.
Mr. Kane Hardy was great. He got me into Michael Jackson. He used to love Michael Jackson.
He was great, but but yeah, for me, like this is like at least an 8 out of 10. For my personal enjoyment, I've listened to this album on and off since I was like 15, so it's really stuck with me. But my personal standouts are Domination is an absolute slammer. Shattered's a really fun song, especially because Phil's vocals just go mental. And yeah, Cemetery Gates. There's a couple like dud songs on here, like I'd say like Message in Blood through to the end, probably just not necessary at all. Like they could have ended the album on Medicine Man and it would have all been great. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I also just want to add that I probably really like the vocalist because I like my high-pitched singers. If a band has someone who's like wailing, I'm involved. Ben, so you chose Slayer War Ensemble.
I sure did.
Yeah. Go on, mate. Go on, Michael.
Yeah, I chose War Ensemble by Slayer because we had to choose a metal song, and that's a metal song that I enjoy. Next.
Hey, I mean, my only note for this song is it just says sick.
Sick. Is that?
Sick.
That's all I've got.
Fucking
Sick.
Amazing.
All I remember,
Yeah.
Slayer is fucking sick. I love Slayer. Although, when I saw them on their final show at Download, I was sitting at the back of the crowd with my mum, drinking a cup of tea because I was knackered. So that's not very heavy metal for me. But I have been in a Slayer mosh pit at Sonosphere, so at least I have that. But yeah. But that's just a memory I've got of standing there with a cup of tea listening to Slayer, like, tea.
Earl Grey.
Yeah. Nice spot of tea with Slayer. Also, Tom Araya, when he smiles, looks like a teddy bear. He's like,
He does.
I just want to
He's
hug
an
him.
adorable man.
He's a very lovely man, isn't he? It was really strange when we saw them at that Download gig, which I was so pissed off they clashed with Tool. Whoever the fucking clown at Download Festival who organised that needs to hang their head in shame.
Well, they also clash with fucking municipal waste. It's like, what the fuck?
Nobody who watches Slayer will want to go watch Municipal Waste.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Absolute gorillas.
I do want to say, 'cause I don't know if we'll ever do a Slayer album. We probably will one day, but I personally have this weird thing with Slayer where everyone's like, oh, it's so heavy, oh, blah, blah, blah. But for me, and I think it's because my brain is wired in a way where it's like fast, and I'm like, it's really fast. It just sounds really bouncy to me. I don't want to headbang.
Yeah.
I want to do that. It's like really bouncy,
Especially,
and I just want to dance. But that's
have
just
that,
me.
Bassiness that most really heavy music has. It's not got that sound to it.
Maybe it's that. Maybe it's because there's a lot of snare and Tommy, so it's like it just makes me want to bop about. Yeah, that's like my weird opinion about Slayer is I don't think they're that heavy. I just want to dance. But
yeah, they kind of have this weird thing where they have riffs like the main riff of this song, and it's just like at the end of the day, most of it is just aggressive triplets for the whole song, which aren't really very danceable. But then they have I fucking love the breakdown in this song.
I would argue
that's so dancey. It is. It's like
yeah. So it's kind of funny, from an outsider's point of view. For someone that doesn't listen to metal, they'll probably listen to the song and the lyrics and stuff, be like, "Oh my god, this is horrible." And then there's literally all four of us just where it's fucking talking about death and blood and shit. We're just all like, oh yeah, oh
that really is a bop.
God, this is a jam. Just dancing.
I don't know. It was my dad. My dad said it to me once. He's like, Slayer are just really bouncy. They just make me want to jump up and down. And ever since then, I've just unheard. I've not been able to unhear it. Instead of headbanging, it's just bopping about. Also, it's Kerry King's birthday today. Just saying. Bless him. 56.
Oh, is it? No way.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Kezia.
Damn. Happy birthday to him.
Yeah.
Which one is he?
He is
The
the bald
guitarist
one with the
guitar
huge
player.
arms. He's the bald, scary one.
We kind of picked an awkward time, actually, because I just realised we picked this 3 weeks ago, and there's currently all the fucking ongoing... is it something Hanneman? All that drama with him.
Jeff
Isn't that the guy
Hanneman,
from Megadeth?
Oh, no, it was Megadeth. I'm really
yeah, no. And yeah, Jeff
Down with
Hanneman, he
Megadeth.
died 8 years ago or something. I think it's Hanneman.
Who's the
Mate, I'm
one
going to
who
sound like
had all
such
the
a fucking
drama?
idiot if that's not him, but... No, the
What's the drama?
bassist of Megadeth is a fucking weirdo.
David Ellefson.
Yeah,
really?
he's grooming people or something.
Well, it's
Another
arguable,
one.
basically. It's arguable.
Hmm.
Basically, he sent a video of himself having a wank to a fan. And people said, oh, who'd been grooming her and waiting until she was 18 and all this stuff. But then she came out and said, oh, no, what do you mean? Here's actual, message evidence of the fact that I was already over 18 when he started messaging me, and I initiated sexting and stuff. And then I showed it to my friend because I was like, lol, look, this famous musician is wanking over me and stuff. So she was the one who like posted the video online. It's still like obviously it's fucking dodgy, but it's not illegal sort of thing.
It's just a bit weird.
Yeah,
It's not illegal. It's just really weird.
yeah, exactly. So I can understand
You know, he
why
got
like
kicked.
Megadeth kicked him out.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
From
Well, now I
Megadeth,
know that
yeah.
part. I'm a bit like, that's not worth kicking him out. I don't know. It's just a wank.
I feel like
It's
rock stars do
Consensual
way
and
weirder shit than that
consensual.
all
There's the main
time.
thing. Yeah, I guess you don't know who else is doing it to. But the consensual part is like what made me
Didn't he have a
do
what?
a Yui just then. No, I'm lagging.
Doing a Yui, doing a shoey Yui.
Doing a wank.
But yeah, for
Anyway.
sure. Anyway, this is completely
Anyways,
unrelated to Slayer.
Yeah.
War Ensemble. This song fucking slaps. There's one specific like drum fill in it that every time, like the first time I heard it, I like busted like 10 nuts, and then now like every time I listen to it, still after all these years, this is one of, if not my favorite Slayer songs.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But there's this disgusting like before the
Yeah, where it goes like,
yeah, it's like it's all bass pedal. It's like
so good.
yeah, sick. This is such a good song. The whole album, Seasons of the Abyss, is my favorite Slayer album, and I'm 100% going to do it on CHUBcast at some point. So don't you worry about us doing a Slayer album or not, because we're going to.
Let's go.
I like
Greg.
it. I'm very, very angry at Andy Copping for clashing with Tool because I wanted to see them, and
Yeah.
I was like, well, Tool might never come to the UK again, so fuck me, I guess.
Somebody had to clash with Tool. It was never gonna go
Yeah.
perfect.
Greg,
Anyway,
what are you saying?
go on, Greg.
I'm staying quiet on this one because it's fine. It's so good. It's fine. It's okay. It's like it's definitely one of my favorite Slayer songs, and I still didn't really like it very much because fuck Slayer, I hate them.
Oh shit! 1,000 angry metal fans are just rampaging.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
No, I don't
online.
hate them. I don't hate them. I just don't care. I'm just not very interested. I'm like It's very technically impressive. It's very fast. They can play very fast. Okay. It reminds
for
me of
you.
like when I was like 12 years old and I would listen to like Michelangelo Batio and like Yngwie Malmsteen, and I'd be like, these guys are the best guitarists on the planet because they play the fastest. It's like, they're not actually the best. I don't know. It's not for me anymore. It's fine. I have no opinion. They suck.
I have no opinion. They suck.
That sounds like an opinion to me, my friend.
No,
You know,
we're talking about.
You're a brave man. You're a brave man. In my Big Four video on Meet and Metal, I've got a bit where I say that Slayer are my least favorite out of the Big Four, and I've just got like this bit where I'm like looking out the window and there's like an angry mob because I said that Slayer was the least good. But no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Thumps up. Thumps up. Thumps up.
There's a big problem with Slayer as well. Thumps up. Thumpadee up.
Thumbs up. What's your problem? And then
Slayer
we'll
have
go
this
to-
problem as well. They attract all of the stereotypical metal fans ever.
Yeah, there's a lot of gatekeeping in Slayer, which is kind of off-putting, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
oh well, that's not the band's fault.
If you don't listen to Slayer, you're lame.
Yeah.
It's just like, hardcore. Anyway,
My
should we leave it at
goodness.
that? Move on to the next signal.
Metallica. I chose this song, and I'm going to say my piece before I lag into oblivion once again. My piece is, this is one of the best Metallica songs ever written, in my opinion. It has everything. It's like a buffet of metal. It's got fucking great riffs. It's got a catchy chorus. It's got great riffs once again. It's got a bass solo, guitar solos, a breakdown. It does like
Great
this
riff.
nice. It does like this nice bit thing where it does like the first riff like and then it goes back round and it does it at the end. So first time I heard this song, I was loving every second of it, and I was like, man, if they end the song with the riff they opened with, I'd be so happy. That'd be amazing. And they did, and I was like, this is sick. I really enjoy it. I'm going to give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to let you guys talk because I'm about to lag. Goodbye.
I've done all I can do. Goodbye.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
darn
man.
it. Ben. No, Kyle just said so it's Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Aha.
Damn, I've invoked the
Me.
law of talking. Spit Out the Bone, best song Metallica have done since.
I really
since
like
since Justice for All. Best song they've done since Justice for All.
Shut up. There's some great songs on Death Magnetic.
There's
All Nightmare Long is such a good song in Death Magnetic. That came on the car the other day, and I was like, I haven't heard this since like school. This is sick.
I still love Day That Never Comes on that same album as well.
Oh yeah.
I was just trying to
That's
think
a
of the
great
title
song.
of that one. That's one of my favorite Metallica songs.
The Day That
Yeah.
Never Comes is great.
Yeah, that's still one of my favorites, like from that album. Like,
Death Magnetic was good, but I feel like it was kind of like it took them so long to release, and it was just kind of samey, and the songs were all like way too long.
Lulu was
too
their best
long.
album.
But that's
Lulu was their
Metallica
best
for
song.
you. Metallica do write really long songs.
Yeah, dude. One of the things
That's
I
like
wrote
their
down
thing.
is that they're like prog thrash. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
they're definitely my favorite of the big four. I think actually they make a similar sort of thing sometimes, but like
Yeah.
they change it up so much, and there's a lot more to appreciate. And yeah, sometimes they have really long songs, but then it's more like
Yeah.
the stuff I normally listen to, so it's great.
Yeah, it's weird though, because I don't like prog that much. Well, I don't dislike it. I've not really jumped into it, but there's a song called Halo on Fire from Hardwired Self-Destruct, which is like a journey, man. And it's the last like soaring crescendo is just so sick. Anyway, we're not talking about that song. We're talking about Spit Out Your Bone. From
Spit Out
Your
My
God.
Bone.
Yep.
Yeah, Spit Out the Bone. I feel like the sign of a really good long song is it doesn't feel like a long song. And Spit Out the Bone is 7 minutes long. This song does not
Doesn't
feel
feel
7
long,
minutes
no.
long at
No.
all. And it is like proper beat your fucking face in the whole time. It doesn't slow down. Like the slowest part of the song is like the dun, 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 and then like 2 seconds later again it's like it's like it doesn't fucking stop. And it's like every time we listen to this song, it just feels like one of those like 3-minute beat you up a bit and throw you on the ground songs. Whereas it's like no, it's 7 minutes of like pure thrash. It's like it's not like wanky prog like a lot of the prog we listen to, where it's like weird space timey-wimey shit going on in the background. It's like it's just a bunch of really good thrash riffs.
Yeah.
A bunch of really good straight up metal riffs, one after the other. They don't try and do anything mental with it. It's just a consistently good metal song. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. It's this probably I consider one of my favorite, if not maybe my favorite Metallica song ever made, to be honest, because it's just so like this is a fucking like the
This is a
lasagna
Shrek.
of metal.
Yeah.
Like
Shrek of metal.
there are just layers,
Lasagna of metal.
there are layers and layers and layers of goodness, one after the other. And when you think like it's just being like beat you in your face, like fucking amazing, like when it's like really fast, and then it goes into like a fast bit, but it's also like the chorusy bit when it's like stop breathing and dedicate to me, like the harmonies and stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah.
so good.
Oh, mate.
It's
When I
so
first heard
good.
this song, I was just like, this is so sick. I haven't heard a song like this for a while. I remember when I first showed you the song, Ben, we were on our way to the castle, just Leeds Castle in Kent. And we were just blasting it, driving through all these little hamlets and and little village towns, just be like,
that was the first time. That was the first time I ever heard it, and I was just like, "Oh, this is pretty sick. Oh, okay, this is really good. Oh my god. It was literally like it just kept getting better and better, and I was like, stop! I can't take any more. It was so good. And yeah, it's
spit out your bone.
Please spit out my bone. I can't do it
take
anymore.
any more. Spit out the bone.
That's why they called it that.
Oh, fuck's sake.
The song just chews on your bone.
Are we just gonna have to make a song called "Spit Out My Bone"?
Spit out your bone. It's this, but backwards. Anyway.
It's like a Butthole Surfers remix or something.
Oh my god, I forgot that existed.
Anyway, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, this song gets a super duper.
You haven't said anything yet, Greg.
I agree with everybody. Yeah, no, it's really fucking good. It's really heavy. It's got a lot. It's got so much depth. There's really loads of shit to appreciate. Technically, fucking excellent. Yeah, just really solid fucking songwriting. Like Ben said, just everything works. The more you look at it, the better it gets. It's a good song.
Yay!
Oh, baby.
Yay!
Yay!
Thumbs up.
Yay!
Yay! Yay! Greg.
Greg.
That's me.
Gregory.
What are you
So-
saying about Periphery?
Well, Periphery are bands.
Hey.
Are they?
Yeah, and this is
Could have
their
fooled me.
this is their first album. It's also called Periphery, and but before this, they had 2 glam albums. No, they didn't.
Can you imagine?
In
It was called
2010.
Misha Diamond Bulb Mansur. No. Yeah, no, this is Periphery's debut self-titled. So they did some shit before this, probably messed around with some concepts, but this is like their first fully formed project. Misha's also got Bulb, which is his other project that he swaps. He takes songs from both and kind of just mixes the two a little bit. So I don't know exactly what the origins of this album are, but Periphery are prog metal, big old gent influences. They're very big players in the gent world, and
Can I
incredibly
just chime in
talented
real quick?
musicians.
What is gent?
Gent is like a particular metal sound that revolves around chuggy, bassy guitar riffs, essentially.
It's like literally like you know that
Doesn't
one
like
song.
new metal do that?
It's more specific
Yeah.
though. It's like you'll find genty riffs in other things, but like to be a gent band, it has to be kind of like your main thing, I guess.
Oh, okay.
They kind of have these like chuggy sort of like weird out of time like sort of thing like and
Yeah,
like
they do lots of bending the low string and being like dum bum bum bum, and
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Genting is like the whole, basically all their riffs are breakdown riffs.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is
more or
it-
less.
Did it come from like Rage Against the Machine or something?
The sound, it's literally the sound that the guitar makes. It's the gent sound.
Oh,
Isn't the
Yeah.
band isn't Sixth credited with being the
Sixth,
first real
yeah.
gent bands?
Yeah, well, I mean, they all take big influences from Meshuggah, but in terms of like gent as we know it, where it's more like a lot of it is more like kind of more clean vocals. It's kind of like metal. It's like technical metalcore sort of vibes. It's more like upbeat and stuff, whereas Meshuggah's very much like. Think about what you've done, humans. You ruined everything. Burn away all of your lungs so that you'll be a perfect human. Shit like that. Like that's Meshuggah.
Never listened to Meshuggah, but it sounds horrible.
Dude, they're so fucking. We're gonna do a
They're
Meshuggah album at
unbelievably
some
good.
point.
I think I've heard New Millennium Cyanide Christ, and that's it.
Yeah, New Millennium is what I was talking about, where it's like literally all the lyrics are about like this guy who like replaces his bones with metal bars and like deliberately
Really
drives
long
like bolts into his mouth so he can't talk and shit
he
because he
spits out the
decides that
bone.
he spat out the jaw bone. And yeah, no, they're really good. We'll do a Meshuggah album at some point, but this album,
Subscribe to hear that.
yeah.
I cut you off, Greg, about Periphery. I just wanted to know
Oh,
what
no,
gent
I
was
was-
while you were mentioning it.
It's cool. It's cool. I was more or less done. Like they're one of my all-time favorite bands. I fucking love them. I'm pissed off because I was going to see them at Download 2020 and then it didn't fucking happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all super talented. There's a bassist, 2 or 3 guitarists, a
There's
drummer, and a singer.
three guitar players now. Yeah, three.
Yeah, they've had a few lineup changes over the course of their career. Yes, fucking sick album. What do you think, Ben? With your mouth full?
Well, to be honest, I think.
That looks like a pineapple or something.
That looks like a huge sandwich.
It's a
Oh,
really
it's
big burger.
Fucking hell, man.
baby.
It's amazing.
It's vegan as well. There you go.
Ooh.
Nice.
To be fair, just real quick, when I had Beyond Beef Burger at Dex Barbecue, before that I had an actual beef burger, and I actually preferred the Beyond Meat beef burger to the actual beef burger. Crazy, crazy. It's so
like,
good.
They are good, but they're not like greasy either.
Yeah, they're not cheap though. That's the problem. They're like a $5 for 2. So, yeah.
Genuinely, I am very hungry. So can someone else go first whilst I just eat?
Just devour your food.
I don't want to go first. Carl, you go first.
I'll go first because I've creamed over this album before. I've been known to cream. You know this album, Periphery. I've known about them since. I'm going to sound like such a fucking hipster. I knew about them before they were cool. I stumbled upon Icarus Lives when it was just on YouTube, like before they even had like an EP out or anything.
Oh shit.
Because I think it was Icarus Lives, and then they had one other song. I think it was maybe Butter Snips, like a demo version of Butter Snips on YouTube, and such a good song.
Great name.
But all of this, they were both amazing. This was with their old singer before Spencer, called Casey something. Very different vibes. He was a lot more like baritone. Really, really good. And I remember at the time thinking, wow, this is amazing, because I've never heard anything like it before, because like gent was such a like new upcoming thing, and like most like progressive metal was like Dream Theater, so it's just like extremely wanky and didn't really serve like the groove, whereas like gent it's progressive, but you know you can nod along to it like almost all the time. There's like definitely like a groove you can find yourself in, which is what I'm all about, baby. And this album, at the time, I thought it was absolutely amazing, and it still is really good. But I don't think this is I think this is their weakest album now, other than Juggernaut.
That is a hot take, if I ever heard it.
It's a very hot take. This is my favorite one of those.
It's very good, but specifically, Spencer's vocals on this album are very whiny. Very whiny.
I agree.
Yeah,
I do agree. And Claire agreed as well, but she's not in this conversation, so fuck her. No.
He is like leveled up, like he's like fucking max level now. When he was like a fledgling noob in this album, like he still sounds great, but like the lyrics aren't that imaginative, and his vocals, like he kind of just defaults to obnoxiously high. Whereas on the newer albums, like Periphery 2 onwards, like the newest one, Periphery 4, his vocals are just absolutely insane. Like he's got so much range. Like he just hits all these really soulful, emotional notes. But on this one, it's like, I feel like this album's really carried by like the amazing riffs.
Oh yeah.
And obviously Matt Halpin is like one of the best drummers in metal at the moment, so he's absolutely popping off on this album as well. But it's just carried down by the vocals, in my opinion.
His face when he drums is so good.
He's got very good drummer face.
His drummer face is amazing.
Man, I'm really interested by that. Maybe I need to listen to their later albums more, because this is definitely my most listened of their albums, and maybe I've got some nostalgia goggles for it. I should probably pay more attention to the later ones.
I definitely did for a while, because me and Josh both agreed that Periphery 1 was their best album for years and years and years and years. But now that I've like taken the time to like listen to the newer ones more, I think my personal favorite is probably Periphery 2. But 3 and 4,
that's very fun.
Yeah, Periphery 3 and 4 are both really fucking good as well. 3 kind of they went a bit more towards like sort of like pop metal-y side of things. They've got more like accessible songs on there, like Marigold. But then but then like Periphery 4, they were kind of like, actually no, we're just gonna be a straight up metal band now and have like a bunch of really heavy songs. So yeah, no, they're all really good in their own way.
I mean, no one likes Juggernauts.
Nobody likes Juggernauts. Shit.
Whoa.
Definitely weaker
What's
than the
wrong with
rest.
Juggernauts?
It's just weaker than the rest.
It's a double album that they did, and it's supposed to be
It's
kind
'cause
of
it's
like
not
a
named.
semi-concept album. Yeah, it's not Periphery. It's not a numbered album.
It is their only non-numbered album.
1.5.
Yeah. You touched on the song names, Zach. All of their albums and song names are amazing. I mean, Periphery 2, it's called Periphery 2, but in the canon, in what they actually wanted to call it, it's called Periphery 2. This time it's personal.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I can tell these guys have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely do.
And then Periphery 3, select difficulty. And then Periphery 4 is Hail Stan. Yeah, like, they're all massive nerds. Some of the first stuff that Bulb ever released was covers of Final Fantasy VII songs, like the Bonfire track.
Wait,
And-
that's the thing. I've actually
Yeah,
never.
it's the
I
thing.
tried to find Bulb. Are they not on Spotify? Because I
He's-
remember not being able to find them.
He's not on Spotify. So Bulb is basically just the band leader Misha Mansour's like writing name. It's like his handle sort of thing. So before Periphery was a thing, he used to be a huge nerd on like the guitar forum. It was like the 7-string guitar forums, and his handle was Bulb, and that's how he used to put all his demos out and stuff, and how he ended up finding the members of the band. So yeah,
Apparently, he originally wanted to play drums in Periphery.
not really.
Yeah, I read that on his Wikipedia page. Apparently,
Can you imagine what the world would be like now? Anyway, I've gone on too long. Ben's finished eating his burger.
I finished eating now. Hooray!
Go on, Ben.
Tell us, Ben, about
It
your
was a nice
burger.
double. Oh, well, it was a nice double vegan burger from Smash Burger, and it was
Ooh,
fucking delicious.
This episode
Also-
is sponsored by Smashburger.
Yeah.
This episode is
Use code CHUB to get 10% off your next Smash Burger.
No, please sponsor us, please.
That would be amazing.
I love Periphery Dogo.
And also, I think it's fair to say that mine and Sean's favorite new thing is probably like tater tots. Tater tots are they're unreal.
I've never
Yeah,
had it. I've never had
so
a tater
good.
tot.
Yeah, I had some for the first time recently in Joko. They were amazing.
They
Oh,
are.
damn
They're
good.
just like little. They're little like if you like hash browns, they're like that, but like circular and like slightly fluffier. Oh,
They're like nuggets of joy.
Nice.
so good.
Nice.
Anyway,
I
Periphery.
think that's my main criticism of hash browns is they're only in that shape. The
Yeah,
style
what-
of potato in onion with a fluffy batter should be in a chip shape, as you say. Sorry, anyway, Periphery.
I want like a wedding cake made entirely of hash browns with layers,
You give me
my
ideas.
God.
And-
A wedding
and-
potato cake with
and
different
a little
types
man
of...
and woman on the top.
Yeah. Oh, and mashed potato icing. Oh,
And the sauce
that'd
is
be really
gravy.
good.
The sauce is all
That'd
gravy.
be so good.
You can call it a Victoria Spud.
And it's got like a
Wait.
chips. It's got chips in the middle, a chip surprise. Triple fried, of course.
This is sounding like more and more of a heart attack.
That's not. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, maybe.
Periphery.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Periphery.
Periphery.
So stop knocking your mic if you are. I don't know who it is.
I think it might be Carl.
It might be. I think I'm just moving my leg around. Sorry.
That's all right.
This is a good album. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely like from listening to a lot of Periphery stuff, just from the sheer contact with being with Kyle. I could say it's definitely like technically one of their better ones. Technically they're always amazing, but I feel like in their first album specifically, it was definitely carried by a lot of the gent and a lot of the riffiness. Because there are bits where you know it feels like Spencer's singing for the most part is still amazing, but it's filling out the space and it's filling out the space for the instruments. Whereas I feel like on a lot of the later albums, not like they either complement each other or they shine more of a spot on his like lyricism and vocals. So this first album is definitely like I wouldn't say wanky, but it's also like, hey, look, we obviously have 3 guitarists. Can you tell? Like it definitely is that kind of album. And
I don't know what you mean, dude. Like Zygle Rocks, that's just a straight up rock and roll song. That song is fucking
That's
insane.
not a criticism, though. I'm not saying that as a bad thing or anything like that. It just definitely like it's just interesting to see their progression throughout the later stuff. Because like the reason why I even bring that up is because I actually prefer a lot of their later stuff. Because I really really like as they get later on, they honestly like become a bit more protest the hero-y a little bit, where they have those really really soaring like melodies and everything like that. Like if you listen to like Garden in the Bones, is it Garden in the Bones?
Yeah.
Like, and compare that with like a lot of songs from Scurrilous and everything like that, like they have a lot of like really really similar sort of like progression in that kind of way, where it's got like those really like genty bits, but they also have like really beautiful melodic vocals.
You just made me think that if they ever played a show together, that would literally be my ultimate.
That would literally be the best show.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm surprised they haven't.
Or both of them are supporting Gojira or Mastodon. But yeah, so with that saying that, I would probably say I haven't listened to much of Periphery 2, but out of like what I've listened to so far from the newer albums, this is probably my least favorite. Just because I feel like personally the gent kind of does get a little bit repetitive after a while. Like there's only so much I can take of like dun 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 dun. Like it sounds like a fucking transformer going to the toilet. Like like and again, not bad, but at the same time, like I did find myself a couple of times being like, okay guys, we get it, all right, it's a new sound. But again, like we mentioned with Pantera, that might just be a product of like they were doing a new thing at that time, or a newer thing, so they were kind of just showcasing it a lot more, and like I can't really fault them for that, to be honest.
I will give you, Race Car probably didn't need to be 12 minutes long.
Hell no, it did not. And that's Josh's favorite song from that album as well.
It's a really good song,
21
but
seconds.
Yeah, no, it really did not need to be as long as that. Like, and we listened to the whole thing in the car, and Josh was, I think remember Josh was just like, oh, you know, what'd you think? And I was like, yeah, it's good. But it was so long. And like, you know, like I like long songs, like, you know, if it can keep my attention. But I feel like it did have a lot of like it was a sort of microcosm of the rest of the album, where like it had great stuff in it, but I feel like it dragged in some places, and I feel like sometimes the album also dragged in some places as well. So I'll leave it for now because I've spoken quite a lot. But what did you think, Zach?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I've kept quiet, much like Greg.
Shit on his
thrash
Zach.
fans.
Yeah, all over it.
Man, I just want to point out. I just want to first. Well, I just want to firstly say that I listened to this album 3 times. All right, because I was like, maybe I wasn't open-minded enough on my first listen, and then the second listen, I was like, huh, there it was, and then I played it again, and I was like, man, this isn't for me. This is not for me. I don't like timey-wimey, waffy music anyway. I'm very much like, I like hooks. But having said, no, I'm going to shit on it first, then I'll say good things. I like hooks, and there wasn't many hooks here that I could like draw my attention in. My favorite kind of song Usually, well, not there's like varieties, but usually the song that can instantly go, that is a song that I enjoy, is it starts with a sick riff and it has a really catchy chorus that I can sing along to, and those two things are like what I love. That's why I love glam metal so much, because it's that basically is just it's just a really catchy riff and then a chorus about partying or something. But I don't know, but there probably was hooks here. But the guy's voice, it's probably one of the reasons why I don't particularly like that many like metalcore bands, is because there's a lot of whininess in the singing, which I don't particularly enjoy. I don't really like that whiny noise vocals. I can understand it's good.
It's just noise.
Whining, just whining. I personally don't particularly like that kind of vocal style. And so you've got a vocalist which I don't gel with, along with riffs that go, and I'm a bit like, okay, yeah. But like I said, I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I fucking hate maths, man. I wrote a song about how shit school is. But
don't have to do equations when listening to things.
Mate, I fucking hate maths, man. I cannot stand it. Like, playing darts with the guys at the pub was so embarrassing, because they're all just like, and that's an 18, so that's immediate 21 points. Okay. Oh, you just got a blah. They're just bam, bam, bam. They know it immediately in their head, and I'm just sitting there like, so I carry the 1. Subtract that. I can't do maths. Me brain don't work like that. But having said that, I did really like the song Icarus Lives. That is in my bangers. I just really like that one. I don't particularly know why it stood out. Why did it stand out, friends? Do you know?
Icarus Lives was like their first like single. It was their first like, we are writing this to make people listen to us, because it's like more accessible. They kind of lean into that sort of style a bit more as they've gone on. But I think they all hate Icarus Lives now. But then it was the song it was the song that got them recognition in the first place.
The opening riff is so goddamn attention grabbing.
It is weird how like I just gravitated towards that one, and that is like, they were like, I mean, that just, if that doesn't say that they are good musicians in the sense that they wrote this one song to grab fucking chimps like me in, then fair play to them. They know exactly what they're doing. But I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
But yeah, and there you have it. And there you have it.
You have it.
That being said, though, if you say their later albums are more like Protest the Hero, which I did like, then maybe I should give them a go.
I genuinely...
You should listen to some of their newer singles like Marigold and Scarlet.
Yeah.
Even The Bad Thing. It's a very good song.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm still not against the idea of one day I'll like prog, one day it'll click, and I'll like have a degree in music.
We're going to keep stuffing it down your throat until you're like, please give me more.
My goodness gracious me. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10.
Oh shit!
And those 3 points are mostly from Icarus Lives and the fact that they are obviously really good. Ben,
you're allowed to not like it.
It's true. I mean, Kyle, you're gonna hate what I am presenting to you guys.
I'm gonna hate the whole next episode. I'm gonna fucking hate every second.
Can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
You're gonna fucking despise. And if you don't like Southern Drones, then my god, I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this. Anyway.
Okay, go on, Ben.
So like honestly, this was the like to be honest, a lot of the points that Zach brought up, I don't disagree with. Like I feel like, you know, I mean, I didn't mind the wine as much, but like I grew up with bands with like Smashing Pumpkins with like the king of whiners himself, Billy Corgan. Is it Billy Corgan?
Yeah.
Like he is, and listening to bands like Placebo with fucking Brian Molko, where like, literally all they do is go like,
and he's not as bad as that. But
No, he's not. He's not literally like completely whiny like a baby. But I got over that whininess pretty quick. But I completely agree when it comes to like the gentiness does get super boring, and like I think what they
can I just quickly chime in real quick? I liked the gentiness in the hell.
okay.
So I don't know. I liked some of the riffs. I just didn't like the whole songs. If you know what I mean. So it's like that's a good riff, but the whole song itself is a bit much. But riffs are cool.
Yeah.
I like genty riffs. I do. I like it in the hell.
Yeah, and so do I. I'm not saying that I don't like them. I'm saying that like as an album, listening to all of them together in a row was a really boring experience. And I think like solo, like each song by themselves in a vacuum, like they have great riffs and great instrumentation and fucking amazing drumming and everything like that. But I do feel like it got stale like relatively quick for me. That's not to say I still didn't enjoy it. Like especially the like I think the first like 3 or 4 songs were a bit for me, and then as soon as it got to like the latter half of the album, like it really kicked off. Like I think everything after Icarus Lives, actually, I was just like, okay, like it was a weird mix of sort of getting kind of done with the riffage in a way, because I was going to get a bit bored, but also it picked it up in different ways as well, where it was sort of like slapping them in different places, like in like butter snips and like everything like that. I was just like, oh, okay, oh, change it up a little bit, okay, I got you. And like I think for the most part, like it's still a really enjoyable album, but I would highly recommend listening to like some of their later stuff if you like more singy stuff, Zach, because I think you'd enjoy it a lot more for sure. I still enjoyed this though, so I'm gonna give it my favorite songs were definitely Jetpacks was yes, Butter Snips, I really liked Zygle Rocks, even though I can,
because I've always wondered that. Okay.
No.
Is it just a word they made up?
Yeah, they just made it up.
Sounds like a
Zygle Rocks.
D&D character.
I actually really liked How My Feelings.
Zygle Rocks.
How My Feelings is so good.
Just
that first riff in How My Feelings, that
yeah, that was memorable. like the crunchy beginning.
Yeah,
and then of course there's the single off the album that everyone said was good. So yeah, all in all, to be honest, I give this a I want to give it a low 7. A low 7.
Anthony Fantano.
Anthony Fantano.
I guess that Audio Jungle. That leaves me, and it's real good. I still love this album. I still listen to it all the time. I agree with Ben that the latter half is much stronger than the first, but I think rather than Icarus Lives On, All New Material is an amazing song, and everything after that is great. My favorite song on here, and one of my favorite Periphery songs in general, is still Butter Snips. Like just the tappy bit that kicks in about halfway through that song and carries on all the way through to the end is so pretty and so like intense at the same time as well. It's so damn good. And Tottenham Mad's really fun as well. How My Feelings, Zygle Rocks, Race Cars a jammer, but I agree it is too long. But yeah, it's good fun. What did you guys think of the whole like? Thank you for purchasing Periphery's debut long play record.
Like it should have been at the end of the album.
Yeah,
I don't know why they put it halfway through.
They put it on the single. That's why they put it on the single, so everybody would hear it.
Left it on the album though.
Yeah,
it was
funny.
Yeah,
it was an interlude. It was an interlude attached to the song.
Yeah, I remember you guys saying Periphery back in like 2011. Yeah.
For that
Boo Earns.
Boo Earns.
He's on the cover of Brown magazine. Anyway,
I got Brown.
Brin.
I'm gonna give it a high 7 out of 10.
High 7.
High 7.
There you go.
This used to be 10 out of 10, like in my top 10 albums, but I think it's gotten a bit stale for me now, and as they've released more stuff and evolved their sound, I've come to appreciate that sort of stuff more. So yeah, as we have said, definitely plug your ears into. Well, Hail Stand would be a really good comparison because obviously that's their most recent one.
That's the most recent, yeah.
But my favorite is Periphery 2. So yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Greg, what are your thoughts as the album picker?
Well, I picked it because I still love this album. It's still in my top 10 of all time. I have not outgrown it. I respect and acknowledge the problems that you guys had with it, but I did not experience those problems. I don't find his vocals don't bother me, and like I find each song memorable, sort of in its own way. There are a lot of maybe the riffs are enough to carry it for me. Like there are so many fucking juicy riffs. Yeah. But there's so much like going on as well. Just each second you're switching between like it goes from slow to fast, and then there's like really low heavy riffs to really high twiddly riffs, and he's going from clean soaring vocals to screaming. There's so much going on all the time, and that's the same also true of later albums. But no, for me this is an absolute masterpiece, and it's still 10 out of 10 for me. I could listen to the whole thing on repeat forever.
Nice.
Yeah,
Let's go. Nice too.
I do just want to add that like the way he does go from clean to growly is really awesome, and I always respect that in like any band that does it, like Kill Switch and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that, but I'll practice for like the next 10 years and see if I can.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like Spencer Sotelo, he literally has just been doing nothing but sing for like 20 years straight now. The guy's a madman. So I'd say he's one of the best metal vocalists going at the moment. For sure.
Redonk.
Yeah.
Redonk-a-donk.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we move on? Are we going to do
albums of next week?
Are we going to do albums of next week? Are we going to
albums
do
do we have next week?
Comment?
We have a comment.
Do we?
Get out.
We have a comment from the chosen one, the man, the myth, the legend, our man from over the sea, Andy B.
No way!
He came back. He didn't forget about it. He said, "This Hall and Oates revelation, where they go by their full name only in the States, is news to me, fellas. It's a bit weird that they do that."
That's quite strange.
So I said, "Andrew, after all this time, thanks for reaching out." And he said, "Ah, shucks, guys, I haven't gone anywhere. I've been watching and liking every video you guys have been dropping. I come for the music and stay for the banter."
Oh,
That's
What
all
a
you
guy.
can. That's all you can hope for.
When we
What a
release
guy.
beautiful.
when we release a full length album, we'll send you like a vinyl or something.
Yeah.
And it'll just be like me spreading my butt, and where like the circle in the middle of the vinyl is will just be my butthole.
How'd you feel about that, Sean?
Sean wants a copy as well.
Put it in the wank bank. But yeah, thank you, Andrew, for commenting. It's nice to know that you're
Yeah.
still man. That's sick.
Legend.
That's so cute.
My God. And obviously, if you want to get home involved, then you should listen to the
wanna get
albums
home alive.
we're about to talk about. Is that the only comment? I just kind of like zoomed on by.
Yep,
Thank you,
yep,
Andrew.
that's his comment.
That's amazing.
That was the
You
only
lovely,
one.
lovely man.
One out
Next,
of two of our regular commenters is not bad. I'll take it.
yeah. Our other regular commenter who hasn't commented in a while now has a massive beard and looks like a Dorito because he is wedged, and he is looking damn good. But regardless of that, good for you, Tim, if you're listening, for keeping up with the routine. Obviously, this episode we were talking about metal, and that is because we spun a wheel of genres and we landed on metal. But next episode, we are discussing Kyle's favorite genre of all time, country. Country music. I like country music. Claire is like it's Claire's guilty pleasure. Have any of you heard of like Luke Bryan?
No.
Luke Bryan. Well, Benny, he's the one that sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I have that.
So we took the piss. He's like, he's the one that did like corn makes corn makes whiskey. Whiskey makes my lady fill a bit of whiskey. Yeah, but he is like the epitome of country singer that sings about tractors and wearing dirty jeans, but has never fucking stepped foot on a farm in his life. But yeah, so like because of Claire, I've been exposed to a lot of country, and I like it because it's got silly, catchy choruses. I'm just gonna go. So next episode we are gonna be talking about the band called the Cadillac 3 and their album Tennessee Mojo, and it is just Hicks with guitar. It's awesome. Like, mate, I saw them live at what was the place called? Oh, they were supporting Blackstone Cherry. Oh fuck, Rambling Man. It's like a rock festival, but they have a lot of country bands there as well, and I saw them live there, and they're literally like, howdy y'all, let's go sing about Texas and stuff, and it's brilliant. Like literally it's like but like obviously they're not actual like inbred hillbilly hicks. They're actual musicians that write music. They're just southern, so they have that accent. They've actually got a song on the album called what's it called? It's called
Southern.
I'm Southern. I'm Southern, and the chorus is something like, "'Cause I'm Southern and it ain't my fault." My like it's just they're just like, I'm Southern and it's not my fault. This is how I sound like. Get over it. That kind of thing.
That reminds me, I've told you about Wheeler Walker Jr. before, right? He's like a parody. He's a parody of that, and he has a song called Redneck Shit, and it's literally all about fucking your cousin and drinking like XXX whiskey in a field.
Oh god, Claire's got a lot of songs like that. Just one of them, which she always puts on, is just about them doing a load of cocaine in a farm or something.
Yeah,
we're gonna sound so English in the next episode because we're all gonna be like,
I mean, we're Southern. We're Southern. It's not our fault that we have the Queen's English. Yes, we are Southern, so we should try to vibe with you. I mean, that's called folk, Kyle. Technically,
yeah, but like country rock, just some really awkward British teenager singing about the cornfields of Tennessee or something.
Theresa May singing about dancing in the fields of wheat.
So yeah, obviously, stop at the song White Lightning because the last three are just different mixes. But yeah, Tennessee Mojo by Cadillac 3. I've wanted to pick these guys for a while. And what better time? I did want to pick Hot Piss by Yellow River Boys, but it wasn't meant to be.
Maybe one that choice.
Just a country. For anyone who doesn't know at home, Yellow River Boys are a country band that sing just about piss and wee, and it's just strange. It's a whole album dedicated to piss.
Completely deadpan.
Yeah,
you'd never guess it was a joke if you didn't pay attention to the lyrics.
They don't even like say like, isn't this weird of us? No, they just fucking released a whole highly produced out country album about we.
Maybe they don't even know.
Yeah, maybe they don't know what piss actually is.
They
think it's moonshine.
Massive fetishes.
But yeah, that's my album. Ben.
Ooh, it's me. I've never really been a huge fan of country. I'm more leaning towards like folk. I do like a bit of country, bit of Johnny Cash, You know, bit of some of the songs from Fallout New Vegas do hit the sweet spot. But I wanted to try and get around it a little bit because we are allowing subgenres. And I found a beautiful one. So there is a subgenre called cowpunk.
Oh,
It's called cowpunk, and there is a fucking I mean, I don't want any spoilerinos for next episode, but I genuinely really like these guys, and I just found them, and it's so fucking funny. And they're a band called Dash Rip Rock. So Dash Rip Rock, and the album is called Not of This World. And oh boy, if you wanted to hear what cowpunk sounds like, it's this.
Does it sound out of this world?
I have just got an image of a cow with a mohawk, but I don't think it's anything about that, right?
they have an album. They have an album called Hee Haw Hell.
Yeah.
Well, I would urge you to obviously listen to the album, and they have got a single that is their most well-known song that isn't unfortunately on the album. But I would urge you to maybe give that a listen to. It's like a minute long, and it's about smoking pot, and it literally is just country and punk together, and it's such a beautiful, funny combination. I love it.
Dude, this sounds like I'm gonna really love it. Is it like I don't know, because this is more folk punk. Is it like Dropkick Murphys or
it's
I
like
don't know?
Imagine
fucking. Sorry, yeah.
Literally imagine Dropkick Murphys sped up.
Really, even faster. Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
or maybe like the same tempo. I never really listened too much to Dropkick Murphys, but
they're like
it's similar.
folky, punky, Irishy stuff.
Yeah, imagine instead of the folky elements, it's country elements instead, and it's basically the same.
Nice.
It's so good. So yeah, give it a listen, boys. I am looking forward to it. But what's the singles? Greg?
Ooh, mate, I'm not gonna lie. This was possibly the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my life. There are so many good options. I really wanted to torture Kyle with an extremely long song, but
why didn't you? You better have a good reason not to.
Because my favorite country songs aren't those ones. I could have done it, but no, I'd rather pick one that I genuinely really vibe with. I mean, there are ones like that, but no, I've settled on a different one. What was I gonna do? I almost did Wheeler Walker Jr. Also, have you guys ever listened to Steven Seagulls?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, they do country bluegrass covers of metal songs. They've done AC/DC and Metallica and shit.
Claire listens to them all the time.
Yeah,
Claire
they're
genuinely
really good.
listens to them all the time.
Yeah, they're actually really good. But no, I ended up going with one that I've actually mentioned to you guys before, but I don't know if I've said it on the podcast. It is a song about meth by everybody's favorite bluegrass guitarist Billy Strings, and it is called Dust in a Baggie.
Just in a baggie.
Just in a baggie. Now, I would recommend listening to... There's loads of versions. I would recommend listening to the version that's on YouTube. That's just literally him sitting at a house party, just playing it. But the version on Spotify is fine as well. It's whatever you listen to, it's fine. But I prefer the random YouTube house party version. Cool. Yeah, it's fucking sick. Check it out.
Nice. Well, it's kind of like if I would recommend Folsom Prison Blues to anyone, it's got to be that live version.
It's where he plays it in Folsom Prison. Yeah, you got to get that. Got to get that nostalgia.
Well, I had the complete opposite problem to Greg. I couldn't find a song I wanted to recommend, so I've taken some liberties. Because arguably this is blues, but blues and country are kind of two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, much like blues and metal and blues and rock and blues and lots of things.
Everything. He's a very country man singing about Texas. So
it does check out.
It checks out.
Does check out.
I mean, I don't know what the hell else I'm going to pick if this one is shot down. But feel free to shoot it down. I just need to dig through my Spotify some more. But my single, it's by your boy Stevie Ray Vaughan, and it's the song "Texas Flood." It's a very good song. But arguably country. It's a man drooling about Texas. What do you want from me?
I mean, I haven't heard it.
I've
so
not
I'm
heard
in a
it. I've
position to
not
say
heard
if
it.
it's country
Yeah.
or not. But I know Stevie Ray Vaughan is not generally that country-ish. But like, fine.
Yeah.
If you literally can't pick a country song,
I literally can't think of one, dude.
What's
I thought about
the
maybe
song called again?
It's called Texas Flood.
fuck it, just do "Hot Piss" by the Yellow River Boys.
Mate,
about
yeah, just do
going
Hot Piss.
Generic like Johnny Cash, but
Nah, mate, just do Hot Piss.
okay, I'll dedicate my vote to Hot Piss.
Are you actually?
Yeah, why not? Go for it.
Someone had to do it.
This is
Stevie Ray-
my dream.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, by the way, just saying, is characterized on Wikipedia as Texas blues, which is a mixture of jazz and swing, as well as blues rock and southern rock. Southern rock is also another name for country.
Jesus
So,
Christ. Too many genres.
it's like a tumbling down, but yeah,
It's a tumbleweed.
It is a tumbleweed of kind of country, if you could. But it's Texas blues.
It's like 5 genres removed.
Look, I'm happy that we've come to Yellow River Boys, because I remember saying to you guys, I think it was just you, Ben, at G-Drop, I was like, I'm going to fucking make everyone listen to it anyway. All right, I was so drunk, I don't remember.
I don't remember you saying that, but
Yeah.
I was so pissed.
It's
I
the
didn't
song
remember.
called Hot Piss.
Yep.
Yep.
The chorus
Right.
is like, hot piss dripping down my lips, running down my beard. Or
They're the
something
weirdest
like
thing. I remember I googled them and there's like nothing online explaining why they exist. It's so annoying.
I found these guys through Simon from the CHUB Cast. I was watching his stream and he just randomly started going like, so I found this country band the other day. And then I was like, I have to listen to this.
It's so strange.
A urinal street station.
Honky Tonk Piss Club.
The whole album is like that. It's
Someone
weird.
piss on me.
Honky Tonky Piss Club.
Piss pig freak.
Did you hear that, Sean?
Piss pig freak.
Dude, they have hang on, they have Hot Piss. They also have Hot Piss Blues and Hot Piss Drunk.
Called the Yellow River Boys,
Very
and they
imaginative.
just make songs
Oh
about
dear, I don't
They
know
also
how
have Mr. Mud, where I think they might be switching the
country
theme up.
songs about
Mate.
piss.
Yeah, having a bit of
hopefully
food
that's
now.
about piss in mud. Anyway, so there's your stuff. Country. We've probably not done country proud this episode, but
Hey, Billy Strings is a country legend, man. Come on.
yeah. And Cadillac 3 are an up and coming country rock band. So hell yeah.
And we put
so-
them in the same room as Yellow River Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, if I
That's
have
so
some
funny.
hot piss on my lips, can I skip this next episode?
No, I wanna hear what
No
you have to
way.
say.
Can I elect to have?
You're the
somebody
reason. You're the reason why I'm looking forward.
I mean,
I mean, I like country anyway, but you're the
already-
reason why I'm looking forward to next
What?
episode.
No
like-
pressure.
This is like
It's gonna be
me
great.
listening to. Well, we did do a prog episode, and I chose a prog album. Not my choice, to be fair, but anyway. So there are your albums, ladies and gentlemen from home. We got Cadillac 3, Tennessee Mojo, and Dash Rip Rock, Not of This World. And the singles are Billy Strings, Dust in a Baggie, listen to the YouTube version where he's playing at our house party, and Yellow River Boys, Hot Piss. Yeah. Listen to those and
Saving the
leave
best for last.
saving the best for last and last but certainly least, hot piss. Send your reviews to chubtheband@gmail.com or use the hashtag chubview on our socials. Links to those in the description, or just comment on this video. It doesn't have to be long. You could, if you just want to get involved, listen to one of the singles and then just write a sentence, and we'll say it out there next episode. It doesn't have to be an in-depth review, just a couple of sentences.
Please
and
engage with us.
and we'll be
You just
happy.
literally want to just write the words "hot piss." What's
and
that?
we'll read it out. Hot piss.
Yeah.
And especially if you do that, because that means you've listened to the whole episode, which is crazy. But yeah. if this Chub podcast gave you a chub.
The Chub gave you a podcast.
Podcast!
Podcasts!
And also like and subscribe.